topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion, 'cause I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success. Well, hello, and welcome to the Success for Women show, where you can view us on Talk for TV and listen to us on the Women for Women Network. I am Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, your host, and my mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. Well, today's topic is, well, what I should say is we have a social media guru here today who's going to be telling us a lot about social media. And my guest is Sean Dodd. Let me just give you a little bit of background on Sean Dodd. Sean is known as Iron Ranger 023 across all social media platforms, amassing over 850,000 followers. He focuses on lifestyle and the growth of others and started his own social media marketing agency where he promotes brands and individuals, consults on social media strategies, and helps you be seen in the social media sphere of influence. Sean has helped thousands of brands and businesses and comes from a strong business operations background. He has taken accounts from 0 to over 50,000 followers in just 6 months. And he is showing business owners how essential social media is for their businesses. Sean's in his pastime, he loves helping veterans with PTSD because he is also a former Army Ranger and he's constantly giving back to his community. I would like to welcome to the Successful Women show, Mr. Sean Dodd.
Thank you. It's so good to see you.
Glad to have you here, and thank you for your service. Appreciate it so much. But before I get started, I always give my audience the standard bio on my guests, but then I like for the guests to just tell us what you want us to know about Sean Dodd.
Well, I think the first thing that resonated with me when I was reached out by your show was just you're a veteran yourself, so you understand the difficulties and the awesomeness as well that go with that title. And coming out of the military was one of the craziest times in my life, trying to figure out this new world outside of the military. So for me, it was it was starting from scratch all over again. I made a name for myself in the military, and moved on from there. So about a little over 2 years ago, I started this social media journey, and I called myself the Iron Ranger because of my commander in Iraq in 2003 gave me the call sign Iron Ranger. At the time, I had a mechanized infantry background and an Army Ranger background, and I had expertise in both certifications. So not a lot of people had that, and so it was a cool call sign. And he was killed in Iraq the day I left Iraq, and I then took him to his final resting place from Germany on. And so I've dedicated myself to helping others and being a part of growth of other people. And that's why I use Iron Ranger, because I feel it's such a powerful name. And at the same time is very dedicated to an amazing individual, Captain Brian Fonts. So when I started the social media journey, I had no idea it was going to blow up. I did it to be a good parent. Wow. And my kid said, "Dad, I'm going to do TikTok." And they said, "There's no way I'm doing that fancy thing, right? I'm just not going to do it." And he says, "Dad, come on." And I realized I had to really kind of dive into something uncomfortable to learn it, and to be a good parent to my kid.
Wow.
We did it. No idea what was going to happen, but it blew up. And here we are.
You when you talk about being in the social media in that whole realm, but you were a business consultant, right? You were consulting with businesses. So what exactly made you, that's a big transition, going from consulting with businesses to going into being a social media consultant. So why social media? I mean,
I love the question. Thank you. I think the biggest thing for me, the transition, is because I see, if you could go back in time and look at Apple, and you could put all your money into Apple and know that it was there, and everybody just laughed at this Apple, this bite out of this Apple computer. What is that? You would have invested all your money. And the thing is with that is that's what I see happening in social media right now. $210 billion just this year alone in ad revenue through social media. Over 3 billion users are on Facebook. Over 3 billion users have activated TikTok, and it just keeps going up. 215 million users a year on average. So it's like I see the trends, I see the trajectories, and I see the money flowing. And then as I'm in these, I'm in these business consulting meetings with all these massive marketers, they're saying to me, "Hey, 85% of all ad revenue is going to be on social media in just 3 to 5 years." And that to me says I need to get on the ground floor. I need to establish a presence. I need to create a business on something I love doing, that really I just started with my kid, of all things, to be a good parent. And now we've got this conglomerate. So I just see things happening, and I want to be a part of that and be someone who's impactful to others and do it the right way.
Wow. Now, I know social media is important for businesses and individuals, but why? I mean, do you think that without it, can a business still make, profits, or still be visible without being on social media?
Sure. Yeah, they absolutely can. And they are right now. But what's happening right now is the shift that is happening towards social media. It used to be individuals going towards brands and asking brands to do stuff for them. Now it's the other way around. Brands are going towards individuals. And why is that? Because the consumer is changing to emotional buying. They want to feel connected to the product or the service that they're getting. If they're not connected, they're not buying anymore. And so it's on the angst of a brand to figure out how to do that. And they can't do that without having individuals that are already tied in to a community. So gone are the days where people are running to brands. Brands are running to individuals now, saying to please help us, because they want to have that influence and they want to have that emotional connection to their brand.
Wow. But they still have people that they reach out to like, I guess, I don't know, test market stuff and give their opinions on it and different things like that. So how do they do that? Is it because, like, for example, you you have over 850,000 followers. Would that catch that? Is that what catches their attention to make them want to reach out to you to say, hey, we want you to take a look at our product because you have so much of an influence or a big circle? Is that what it is?
It helps now, but originally I didn't have that many followers and I was being reached out to. So why was I being reached out to is because I was resonating with the type of community that brand wanted to resonate with. So as you'll see these influencers, so-called influencers, it's starting to become a dirty word now, but as you see these influencers out there who are niche down, you have your makeup influencers and they're just doing beauty. You have your fashion influencers and they're just wearing nice clothes. Those are the brands are going after those people for their engagement, and they can see engagement levels. So gone are the days of, I know people have 3 million followers, but their engagement is just horrible. And so when I look at my engagement, I've got 850,000 followers now, but my engagement's always been around 13, 14, 15% of my audience. Okay. Whereas like Justin Bieber can only get like 2.5%, Kim Kardashian, 2.5%. And so it really just goes to show you that engagement is really what's more important than the sheer numbers of followers.
Wow. Now, how does one, and you may have already answered this, how does one get that many followers? I mean, okay, I'm on Facebook and I post, I'm on, a lot of the social media platforms and I post, but it's like, what is it? Do I have to get on there and flip upside down and do a dance on my head for my video to go viral or something like that?
That is what people think you have to do. And that's what I thought I had to do when I first started TikTok. Like literally the first videos I have are me chasing my kid in an inflatable dinosaur outfit, right? Okay. And those are some of my favorite videos because those are the most rawest. But right now, no. What it is there's two things I always tell people if they're starting a social media journey. The first one is whether you're brand, business, or individual, be authentic, be you. Be exactly what you say you are and always live by that. You do not have to put on a show. Okay. And the audience that you will attract are the people you want to attract. They're the people who like you for you. They're the people who want to hear what you have to say next because it resonates with them. Look, there's 8 billion people in this world. Right. And 75% of them are on social media. So you're going to find a group of people that resonate with you for you. And so gone are the days of that. The other thing I tell people is the content you create needs to be thoughtful and not just something thrown out there. Think about who you are and what you're trying to accomplish within that, and give your audience something to want to go to in order to see you. So there's some things you would see people, a lot of these brands will just post these commercial type videos. Well, people are leaving television. They're not watching television. And how many of us actually watch commercials when we're watching television to begin with? The last thing we want to do is go on social media and watch another commercial. What we want to see is an engaging ad that makes us connected emotionally to a product. And that is what we need to be moving towards. Wow.
Now, I have heard that some people, because you mentioned TikTok earlier, that some people are leery of TikTok. What do you think of this platform for helping individuals and businesses? Is it a good platform to be, on, to be visible? Or is the concern valid, do you think?
No, the studies I've done myself, and I've done the same thing. I try to take a very neutral stance on this because I wanted to make sure I understood it before I was ever asked this question. I knew these questions were coming. So what I looked at it is, first, TikTok is an amazing aspect to use for your business. 3 billion users have downloaded it just this year alone. 1.8 billion users a month are on this platform. If you're not using TikTok, you are missing out. But because of the scarcity of it, that's where things come. Now, a lot of massive people with a lot of money have investments into television, into that type of media. And so that's where they have all their money into it. And then here comes someone like me who doesn't have an investment in anything, and I'm pulling away from their audience for free. I'm not paying any money. So it's scaring people that this huge the TikTok is going like this so quickly, and the other platforms are just kind of keeping their normal numbers where they see TikTok going up. So there's a lot of money that needs to be shifted. And frankly, people are scared of it. If you're a business owner and you're not on TikTok, you are going to miss out on the biggest bubble ever to capture viewers. And one more statistics I'll give you behind that. It takes about 50 cents on an ad revenue per engaged follower that you'll capture on TikTok for a business. In just 3 years, they expect that to go to close to $10 a follower for that same ad revenue. So you got to think about how important it is to jump on it now while it's still resonating, while people are still learning about it.
Right, right. You know, now I read your article where you talked about social media taking over advertising. Tell us about that. And do you think is that a good thing that social media is taking over advertising?
Well, the reason why it's taking over advertising is much like we said before. It's concern. It's all about the individual and emotional connection to what's happening. And the thing is I can watch a television show and I can see a really good commercial, and it may not want me to buy that if it's funny or something. I might think about it, talk about it with my friends. But what the advertising is heading towards is someone actually doing something with it. If I'm out there actually on a run and I'm doing my run and I have this water bottle that's attached to my hand as I'm running and I'm using it and I actually love it, and they can see me using it. They can see me actually loving it. They know I'm being authentic. I'm not just some paid person using the water bottle. That connects them immediately to the trusting that brand. I can trust that water bottle because the guy I talked to on lives, I've seen him on lives, I've seen him on his videos. I know he's an authentic human being. I can trust him, and I'm going to go purchase from that. And so, that's why I think the advertising dollars are being shifted so quickly, because the people are buying immediately. That's why TikTok and Instagram are running toward building shops. Because they know that people want to buy, and they want it to, instead of getting an external link and going to Amazon or these other big conglomerates, they want it on their platform. Okay.
Now, there are so many social media platforms, though, and I know you keep talking about TikTok. If you're not on there, then you're losing out. But what social media platform do you feel is the best use of your time for marketing, say your business or you as an individual, if you're trying to brand yourself?
I love Instagram. Love Instagram. And I've created a really amazing community of brands and businesses in Instagram. What I've done differently, for example, is as an influencer / digital content creator, I would, most of the time they say, hey, if you're going to sell me this, I'm going to let you have my pen, and I'm going to pay you $100 to promote my pen on Instagram. And I would do that. But then I felt dirty when they gave me the money, I got the pen, and then I gave them one video, and then they walked away and never talked to them again. Okay. So what I did differently from the others is I said, hey, why don't you jump in a group with me and let's help each other out. I'll reply to all your posts. I'll comment on everything. Let's just help boost you in the algorithm. We did this for over 150 brands now at this point in this group. And I have a group that literally runs on its own, where one person will post, let's say the pen company posts their pen product in the group for the day. And now you have up to 150 people in that group will go to that post, will comment on it, will like it, and then the algorithm will boost it automatically. So instead of 100 or 200, there could be seen by potentially thousands of viewers, which they wouldn't have had before. And the other thing it does that I think is extremely important for anybody listening to understand is there's one of two things happening when people want to find out about your business or your individual self. They're either going to Google you or they're going to look you up on social media.
Right.
60% of millennials go to social media before they go to Google. Okay. 80% of Gen Zers go to social media before they go to Google. Does everybody see the trend? Right. So you have to have a solid social presence. And it didn't hit me to this until I got into, I was with some friends. And one of my friends says, hey, Sean, let's go out to eat. And I said, well, where do you want to eat? And he goes, well, let's try this place. And he goes, wait, let me look. And he goes on their Instagram, and he's reading the actual comments from people. He's like, no, we're not going there. And I go, why didn't you use Yelp? He goes, because I'm going to get good looking the actual pictures and actual comments on Instagram from people who tagged this place. And I was like, it blew my mind, and it made me dive into studies around it. And that's what I found out, that there's you have these conglomerates like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. But for me, when I was able to bring in this group of individuals and brands to this group, oh man, Instagram, I love Instagram because of that.
Now, you mentioned about the likes and the views. I was talking to someone actually just this week, and she's, kind of into marketing and basically for herself. But she was trying to explain to me how about the, like you mentioned in the likes and the views. She says sometimes she just sits and she may just like or do a short comment on views. She may just take some time she said at night. She'll do it, late at night and do this because according to her, if I'm understanding her correctly,
Sure.
you get more, I guess you get more by doing it like that. You get a little more I guess you were saying it boosts your the algorithms or what have you. But she also was telling me that most places they have people that will just sit and comment on one specific thing on a post, and then they'll have another person that's commenting on this specific thing on a post. And I'm thinking, wow, I didn't know that, they split it up like that, or you had to sit there and, because I know, for example, if you look at LinkedIn, sometimes you might post something and you have all these people that have viewed it,
Right.
but you don't get a lot of likes. So I know that people get hung up on likes and views and different things like that. What's the benefit of that? I mean, is it better to have more likes, or is it better to have more views, or do you need a kind of a balance of both?
Well, let me help you with that. Let's just blank slate and imagine, if you will, the best way to explain the algorithm, because people ask me this all the time. Tell me about the algorithm. The way I just figured it out is I created a fake, and it's fake, okay, but it's an idea. It gives you an idea of a point system that works for the algorithm. So imagine someone watches your video from start to finish all the way through. That's 5 points. If they only watch it a third of the way through, the points go down based on how the length of time they watch it. Okay. So now let's say they watch it all the way through. That's 5 points. Okay. Now they comment. That's 3 points. They like it. That's 1 point. So now then they take this sample size. They'll shoot your video out or your post out to a sample size of 100 people, maybe 1,000, depending on how large you are as an account. And then they say, okay, how many points did they gather from that? And if they reach that certain amount of that threshold, they say, well, okay, now we can shoot it out to the next level. Now you get 1,000 people they're going to shoot it out to, or 2,000 or 5,000. And so the points accumulate. Now, if the video is watched twice, it's not just 5 points anymore, or it's not just 10 points when it's watched twice. It actually goes up. It's like 15 points. So now it's watched a third time, it's 30 points, and so on and so forth. I literally, after I told this to one of my friends, he literally says, when I go take a shower, I put on one of your videos and I just let it roll. So he says, I'm giving you the points, man.
But it doesn't matter if it's the same person watching it 3 times, you still get those points.
Exactly. Now check this out. You go watch my post, Madeline, and you say, hey, I love this post, Sean. Thank you so much for this insight. And I now, if I'm wise, you're not going to come back to that post more than likely, unless you have a reason to. Well, how are you? What's the reason? I reply to your comment with something thoughtful, not just an emoji, people, because this is what everybody does. I replied, Madeline, thank you so much. Did you see this other post the other day I posted similar? And you're going to go, whoa, wait a second. And so as you're back commenting on that or reading that comment, the video is playing or the post has already been re-engaged and you've gone to it now twice or more.
Okay.
To just go back to that comment. So now my algorithm is boosting because I did my due diligence and replied to your comment with something thoughtful.
Wow.
And if I'm smart, I'm bringing them to a product or back to my profile page because I want you to see more. An example would be like if, let's say I have this blazer on right now. I like my blazer. And you say, Sean, I really like that blazer. I think it would look good on my friend. And I'm like, oh, I think you should check out also my blue blazer as well. And here's the link for it. And so now you like this one, and I'm trying to upsell you on a blue blazer. But this is what a lot of businesses are failing to do right now out there with their algorithm, is push themselves out there the way they deserve to be. So there's a lot of training that goes into it, a lot of studying I had to do.
Wow, that is so interesting. I guess I didn't know that because I thought
A lot of people don't.
video, like you said, all the way through, then yeah, that would give it a point or however many points. But then if I decided to watch it again, I thought they would know that it's the same person watching it. So that's not going to give you any more points because it's the same person watching it. That's
Right.
what I, yeah.
It actually gives you more. Yeah, it's surprisingly more.
Wow, that is so interesting. That's a success nugget. I would have to make sure I keep note of.
I got you. That's why I'm here today.
Oh, wow. That is, thank you for that one. I really do. Now, here's the thing, too. A lot of people hate with a passion doing the videos, but I understand videos are like one of the best things you could probably post, or put out there. But is that important for your marketing? Tell us about that. Do you think that you should do more videos, or or maybe put more articles out there, a newsletter or what have you out there?
Well, let's talk about that. Each platform is going to be very unique and different when it comes to that. LinkedIn, you do want to have more articles, but videos are what's resonating to the millennial crowd and younger, right? So you have to think about your audience. Are you trying to capture boomers or Gen Xers? Or are you trying to capture millennials? And so boomers, 80% of them are doing traditional marketing, could care less about a video, whatever. Gen Xers are more around the 60 to 70%, but then you hit the millennials, and the millennials want to see more videos than they do read anything. They want it the easy button. Gen Zers are even worse. They want to have everything at the tip of their fingers. They want it within 2 or 3 seconds. Right. And so for me, the way I look at videos is, yes, you have to have a very strong video concept. In fact, the way I've delved into this with my clients is you have about 57% of your followers are going to come from videos on average. And then you have to create stories. So that's another about anywhere between 15 to 20%. Then the other 20% you're going to get roughly, that's left a little bit more, it will need to come from knowing you. How do they get to know you? You need to go live. And a lot of people, it blows their mind when I tell them they need to go live, but what ends up happening is something extremely significant can change within your business. I worked with a hair company at one point, and I told them they need to go live, and they're like, nope, we're not going live. I cannot do it. And I said, you do not have to. We were talking, and the packing girl was so vibrant, and she was so much fun and she was just packing stuff and shipping it out to customers, these hair products. And I said, put a camera on her while she packs and watch what happens. And what happens now to this day is, though this gal is on there, she has a camera, she's just doing her job, and she's just talking as she does it. Hey guys, oh look, Jane Doe, you got this hair clip. I'm giving you this hair clip right now. It's coming to you, girl. I can't wait to see you. And on the way, I put a little extra bubble wrap in it so it doesn't get messed up. Something. And she's just having fun with it. She's just doing her job. They have no less than 1,500 people at one time on that live. They quadruple their sales because of that live, because they want to see their product be picked by this girl and shipped to them. And all she does is that. Another gal I worked with a makeup brand, all she does is go live during the morning while she's putting on her makeup. Incredible. She's for 45 minutes saying, yeah, this is what I'm putting on. This is how I'm doing it. And just explaining it. And she sells more makeup now than she ever did, just because she spent that time on it. And it doesn't have to be her. Now, look, a lot of people are camera shy, and understand that there is people that do faceless content. But the piece that I want to recommend everybody is, if you are not finding a way to emotionally engage or educate your audience, then you're missing out, because that's the 2 areas that people want. They want to feel emotionally connected to what you're doing, or they want to be educated and you want to be taught. And if you can give them one of those 2, you're in the top. You're in the top percentage of videos or explanations that you're doing.
Wow. So if you're in a business, from I think what I'm getting here is that there are a couple of things that you can have. One, I know, being the video, so you can go live, and depending on what your business does or what you do. You would say articles, putting articles out there, maybe even having a show, a podcast.
Good job.
So, yeah, something like this. And then there's I'm trying to think what else there is out there to let them know that, these are some things that now these things, do you get different points for that, for having these, or it's just the fact that you have them and it just puts you out there a little further?
But yeah, again, it puts you out there further. Like having diverse content like that will create different audiences. And I always recommend this to people because there's some people who are just scrolling for entertaining content. And if it's in an ad, they'll watch the ad if it's entertaining. I can't tell you how many ads I've watched recently. They're just entertaining.
Me too.
But the other piece to it is, like you said, there's some people who just want to read articles and learn, and they're really into the reading aspect. So they need that aspect for that group of people. There's some people who want to have an educational video, to have the same article, but in a video format that makes sense, that resonates to them.
Okay.
And so you have a wide variety of things that I recommend to people. And the one thing I got to tell brands and businesses out there, though, if I'm anybody who's in a brands and business, if you are not doing the trends, they say, hey, trending sounds, for example, or trending videos, like someone, when they did, if you remember the ice bucket challenge forever ago, everybody was doing that video, right?
Yes.
But there were brands that refused. I will not do it as a brand. I'm not going to do it. But they missed out on a chance for thousands of viewers because they're into that viewership, because people are literally looking for people doing the ice bucket challenge. And that's just an example that we all resonate with because we know it so well. But these trends are happening and changing every week. And these sounds, it just can be a sound. An example, I worked with a client the other day. I said, just put the sound in the background. Just put the sound in the background, do your normal video, have the sound in the background. He goes, well, what's it going to do? I go, just do a normal video. And so he did the normal video and he put the sound in the background, and he got 3 times the views than he would have seen before because of that sound and that sound alone. That's the only thing we changed.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, it's there's so many parts to marketing. And we've talked a lot about the social media aspect of it and the marketing. We kind of touched on branding, but the branding part, when you get into the branding part, what would you say the number one thing that you would need to do? For example, you said you're branded as, Iron Ranger 023.
Yep.
What do you think is like the number one thing that you should do to brand yourself, and that brand, if someone says Iron Ranger 023, they're automatically going to think of you. How do you do that? How do you make it happen?
When I started Iron Ranger 023, again, it was as a tribute, but now it's so much more.
Yeah.
And when people ask me about it or are part of it, they have to hear it from me in a lot of ways, or someone that knows me. And that's the beautiful thing. When you have a community that you build on social media, they'll do it for you. Okay. Someone goes, what's Iron Ranger 23? 10 comments below it from my community explaining it, that people heard it from me before. So how do you build that brand, though, is you got to build that trust. So for me, an example is Iron Ranger 23 is more than just a brand. It's a suit of armor. When you're wearing Iron Ranger 23 gear, or you're thinking of Iron Ranger 23, you are being empowered to achieve excellence. Your job now is to do nothing but to focus on yourself and make sure you're the best version of yourself. And as your cup overflows, you water other people with that. You help them with that overflow, because if you can't keep giving from the same bucket without it flowing in. You got to have constant flow. So when people think of that, I want them to think of a suit of armor of acceptance, a suit that they know that they're with the Iron Ranger 023 brand, they're automatically accepted for who they are, and they're loved. And they're there to make a difference for themselves first, and then others will come through. And that's my branding. Now, when I talk to another brand, it's about, where is the heartstrings behind it? How are you helping people? What makes someone want to go buy your supplement? And it could be, whatever it may be. And
Right.
And that is how I think you need to focus on branding. Not only visually does it need to look great and aesthetic, if that has to happen for that, But the messaging around it, when someone thinks of your brand, the thinking of is tying into an emotional connection somewhere. And that emotional connection could be, I know every time I go to that brand, I'm going to learn because it's a technology company. They're going to make my life easier.
Okay.
There's a weight off my shoulders. I feel lighter because I have this tech company now that has my back. Right. Or I'm going to look better today because I'm putting on this great blazer or that great, that great pair of glasses. I'm going to look awesome today. And because I look awesome, I'm going to feel awesome because of that. But that's, again, feeling is the thing to capture with brands right now.
Wow. So it makes you wonder, how did they come up with just the little swoosh and you automatically think of Nike?
Right. It's easy. Yeah. Nike,
I mean, you see it and then you automatically going to think of, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's just something you can resonate with and be a part of and be like, okay, the swoosh is there, but everybody now knows it as Just Do It, or everybody knows it as Jordan or whatever it could be, right?
Exactly. Wow. So tell us, I know you mentioned earlier I think you said you had some things that's coming up on the horizon. Anything you want to let us know about? Any new books or new training programs, whatever you want to tell us about? Just give it all to us.
Sure, you got it. I have a big speech tomorrow with the Royal Influencers Group, and I'm doing a keynote speech in roughly 24 hours, a little bit more on that. So you guys can go to Royal Influencers and check them out. They're amazing. But really, for me right now, one of the things I'm focused on is I've been traveling a lot, helping a lot of brands and businesses out. I do everything from promoting them with my influence to what I really enjoy is being able to help teach brands, businesses, and individuals how to use social media the right way. Everybody thinks they know. My favorite line is, well, I got a millennial over here. They know how to do it. They do not, I promise. They just know how to scroll it. They know how to make a cool video. But there's a lot of things that go on, like we talked about today. There's a lot of learnings that are really deep delved into it. So I like to teach brands, businesses, and individuals how to move your company or your presence on social media to work for you. And so I do a lot of consulting on that. And I also have this social media marketing agency backed by a great group of people who are determined to help brands and businesses be successful. Look, there's a lot of Gen Xers, and we just talked about them, boomers, that have great businesses that want nothing to do with social media. But if they're going to want to be in business the next 10 years, they need to embrace it now. And we end up going into those brands and businesses, taking over their accounts for them, and then putting out the social content that they deserve. And we do all the work for them. So I've got a lot of different categories that we do. And it just depends. The beautiful thing is with AIA Motivation is the company name. That's the umbrella company, but we also help with mindset theories and being able to help release a lot of these traumas that people go through, a lot of these issues. So Dawn, my partner, is known as the spiritual alignedness. Okay. And that's what she does all day long. And she just helps brands, individuals find their true self and empowers themselves. And she's going to go, well, you should have said this later, because she wants me to make sure I'm doing it right. But she is probably the most amazing person I've ever met in my life when it comes to helping people around mindset and finding their true strength. And what I do with that is just take them to the next level and learn how to market it and learn how to show it to the world within that strength. And so there's a lot of beautiful things that we can do for companies and individuals. But we've got a ton of different places we're going to be going and around the nation. And we're very excited to help a lot of people in the process. Wow.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to get her on the show too, to talk to us about mindset.
Definitely will.
Important, especially when you're trying to succeed in something. You got to have that right mindset to do it. At least I feel that way. Yeah. So tell us, if our viewers, well, before you tell us how we can reach out to you, if you have one piece of advice to leave with our viewers and our listeners, what would that one piece of advice be?
You are not alone in anything that you're doing. And as an individual or a business owner, oftentimes you can feel that way. Yeah. And there are people out there like myself and my company and the people I surround myself with that can help you in every endeavor of your business or individual plight that you're going through. And I want everybody to understand that just by reaching out, even if it's just a quick phone call to say, hey, I just wanted to say hello, that's all it takes sometimes. Other people say, I do not know how to do this certain situation. Please help me fix it. We're here for that too. So invest in yourself, invest in your business by asking for help and not trying to do it all yourself, and know that there are people out there that have learned the intricacies of these things that can help take your business and individuality to the next level.
Great. Now tell us how we can reach out to you if we want to find out more information, if someone wants you to help them to, get their business visible or get the right marketing and branding for it. How can they reach out to you?
Multiple ways. First, I'm Iron Ranger 023 on every social media platform. Give me a message. Tell me you saw me here. Tell me what you need, and we'll work on it. That's the easy way. But you could also go to AIAmotivation.com, AIAmotivation.com, and just click on that social media tab, and we'll help you out with everything. There's a whole bunch of things out there. But I highly recommend, if you have an Instagram account, if anybody has an Instagram account, we have a brands and business page. Again, that group I talked about earlier, over 150 people that our groups are in there, that you can join today and be a part of it and boost that algorithm. It's $150 lifetime for that. We just do that one-time fee just to kind of maintain it. But you get in there, you can start boosting your algorithm. And we have it's called Brands and Business tab on AIA Motivation that you can go to. Click on that, sign right up. It's so easy. We want you to do that. And that way you can elevate your business, and we can help you out with the influence that we've created. And amazing people in this group, by the way. They all buy from each other. They're talking about Christmas gifts and buying each other's stuff. It's incredible.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to have you here today to share with us some things that we can do in our business as far as the marketing and the branding. And again, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's so grateful to see you and meet you. I've been seeing your show, so it's great to actually talk to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So, okay. Well, I am now going to let everybody know what's coming up on the horizon, some things that we have coming up. So make sure that you get your copies of the Own It anthology. It's your life, own it unapologetically, and the journal, 365 Days to Transformation. You can pre-order it. To order your copy of the paperback book, it's $24.99. For the journal, it's also $24.99. But if you want to get the set together, it's $49.99. So to order, you can go to info@exwsi.com and let me know that you want to order either one or both of these books. Make sure to tune in to the Black Business Olympics this month. It is November 27th through December 3rd. And as you know, the Black Business Olympics is a fundraiser to provide scholarships and laptops to high school seniors going to college and K through 12 entrepreneurs. The Black Business Olympics showcases Black businesses, Black business owners, and corporations all around the world. And if you'd like to be a speaker on the Black Business Olympics, you can email me at info@exwsi.com. Coming up on the horizon, also in January 25th through the 27th, 2024, is my Show Up to Rise Up virtual summit. To find out more about the event or to be a speaker at the event, you can email me at info@exwsi.com. And as you know, we're also going to be coming soon. You'll be able to join the Women Show Up to Rise Up Network. And the mission of the Women Show Up to Rise Up Network will be to empower, connect all women in their career, business, professional, and personal lives so that they can gain resources, they can increase their revenue, and accelerate their personal, business, and career growth through unlimited opportunities. And again, we're going to be having our women's retreat for 2024, the Show Up to Rise Up Women's Retreat. We are heading out to see this for next year. We're going on the Carnival Pride, and it's going to be a 7-night cruise departing out of Baltimore September 29th through October 5th. And we're going to the Bahamas for fun, sun, and relaxation. So to find out more about the Show Up to Rise Up Women's 2024 retreat, you can also email me at info@exwsi.com. And as you know, I keep telling you, if you have not viewed my TEDx talk that I did in Vancouver, Canada, make sure that you do so. To view the talk, you can go to YouTube, the YouTube channel, put in my name in the search box, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, and the video will come right up. If you'd like me to send you the direct link, I'll be glad to do so. Just email me and ask me for the direct link at info@exwsi.com. And as you know, I am still excited because right now, as of today, the video has hit 193,863 views. And you know, I am pushing for 1 million plus. So keep watching, keep sharing, keep liking, keep commenting. And I also want to thank those of you that have already done so. Finally, I am a contributing writer to the Own It magazine, where I share success nuggets, I share articles. And Own It magazine is a resource for personal, professional, and business development. So make sure that you get a subscription. And to do so, you can also go on my website to get your subscription, which is www.exwsi.com. Again, I want to thank you to my guest. I want to thank my guest, Sean Dodd, for coming today and sharing such great nuggets with us. I also want to thank my viewers and my listeners for joining me today. This is the Success for Women show. I am Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, your host. And if you'd like to reach out to me, I am on all the social media platforms. And you can also email me, of course, at info@exwsi.com. Or go to my website, www.exwsi.com. And while you're there, make sure to download my free 3-part video series on 3 things every woman should do to position herself for executive leadership. Or you can also sign up for my online course, which is Crack the Career Code, How to Lead with Confidence, Charisma, and Credibility. To sign up for the course, go to www.crackthecareercode.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, the YouTube channel, and the Talk 4 TV channel. Again, I want to thank my guest, Sean Dodd, and my viewers and my listeners for joining me. This is the Successful Women show. We are here every week. I'm your host, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, helping women to accelerate the path to success. Thank you again for joining me. I love you all to life. And as always, be well and stay safe out there.